So Aimee Nicole Sachs was my middle of three daughters, and in many ways she was the fun daughter. Loved them both, the oldest and the youngest, but Aimee was my athlete, she was my sports fan. She was premature, so she was very low birth weight and very tiny, full grown. As a young woman, she was 4'10" and weighed 100 pounds. But she loved sports and loved journalism and married those two things by becoming a sports writer. She was fearless about going up to powerful people in the sports world and asking them tough questions, but respectfully. I took her to the governor's baseball dinner at Tropicana Field when she was in her early 20s. And after the banquet, we're leaving, and she says, "I can't go yet, Dad." And she saw the Florida Marlins manager go into the men's room. She said, "I have to talk to him." And when he came out, she said to him, "May I ask you a question? I'm Aimee Sachs. I'm a big Marlins fan. I'm a baseball writer. Why did you trade, Dontrelle Willis and Miguel Cabrera to Detroit?" They were building a young fan base, and he was like just blown away at her knowledge and talked to her like that. She was kind of fearless about doing journalism. She was a great reporter, a great writer. She loved sports. She loved music, and so we're very proud of her because last May she had 2 strokes. The second one was just powerful and trapped her in her body in a thing called locked-in syndrome. She couldn't breathe on her own. She couldn't move anything. She could think. She could have emotion, but the only emotion she had control over were her eyelids. She could blink to respond to questions, and I told her what had happened to her and said, "If you want to live like this, you can, with a lot of help, and we'll support you in every way. But if you don't, let me know by closing your eyes." And she closed her eyes very tight immediately. And then I asked her if she wanted to be an organ donor, which she had checked on her driver's license, and she shut her eyes again. So we all spent a day saying goodbye to her, telling her how much we loved her, how proud we were of her, and that we would see her again. And the next day, she chose to leave this earth and take control of her destiny, but donated 3 organs, her kidneys and liver, keeping 3 adults alive today. So we're getting very involved in the organ donor movement to honor Aimee. We've set up a sports journalism scholarship in her name at her alma mater at the University of Florida, and there'll be a room named after her at the new Big Bend Hospice facility at TMH. We miss her every day, but we keep her present, and we're just very proud of her, and hope that everybody realizes that your own legacy can be deeply improved and made more meaningful by becoming an organ donor. These are just vehicles we're using this time around, and you might as well give some of the parts to give life to somebody else, as my Aimee did.